Niners fans, it's about that time. 7:30 on a Monday night, and it's a victory Monday. It's a special night. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, J in the Bay. And it's always an honor and a pleasure to be in front of the best fans in the NFL. Once again, it's an honor and a pleasure to be in front of the faithful, the Niner Empire. Always a pleasure. And I'm feeling real good tonight. I have a special guest with me tonight. I brought out my Brandon Ayuk shirt. I'm feeling real good. The Ayuk show is no longer canceled. They're running reruns. It's good to see Ayuk getting the ball. He's finally getting his touches, but we'll get into that later on. But I got to bring in a special guest. He is a 14-year Navy vet. Let's get that out the way, man. Thank you for your service. I appreciate that, man. He also is a writer for all 49ers SI. He's part of the Real Talk Niner Talk. Make sure you check them out. And by the way, all Real Silverado Kev's social media links are in the description, as well as Real Talk Niner Talk. So make sure you guys follow them, subscribe. And it's a pleasure to bring him on. So let's bring on Silverado Kev. What's good? How you doing, man?
What's happening, man? What's happening? I'm happy to be here, baby. Happy to be here. You know, Victory Monday, you feel me? Goddamn.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
There's nothing better than a Victory Monday, man, because we've seen it. We've seen it this year. We're on a 4-game losing streak. And yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on. I had on Niner Style from the Real Talk Niner Talk, I think a few maybe months back. So it's good to bring you on, Silverado Kev. It's a pleasure. And once again, thank you for your service, man. 14 years. Man, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Hey, no thanks need. I'm telling you, 14 of the best years of my life, player.
I know it was. I can't speak from experience, but I know it wasn't easy. It was a grind. But we all thank you, man. And
yeah, man.
Appreciate you for coming on tonight, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Happy to be here, man. You know, we look out for the cookout. You feel me?
Absolutely. And you are San Francisco born, so I would assume you've been a 49er fan all your life, right?
September 1st, 1978 at 7:02 p.m. You dumb up. I was born into this.
All right. Hey, that's good to hear. Why did you decide to start a YouTube channel?
You know what, man? It was a long story. How long we got? Now you know what, man? Just I don't know. You know, I've been a football guy since I can remember. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to my grandmother, my late grandmother, Gloria Mitchell. You know, she had me watching old Niner games when most kids were watching cartoons on Saturday mornings. You know what I'm saying? So I fell in love with the sport earlier. My dad played, and he was real good and things of that nature. So, you know, this one day, I was on Facebook so much, just giving my opinion. Hey, man, you should start doing video. I'm like, all right, I guess. And actually, my first video, I was talking about cat. It was during the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped on. I was actually at a game because I was coaching youth football, and while it was all going on, I was on the sideline coaching, so I really couldn't, you know, do my thing. So after the game, and I said, you know, damn it, you said of the Kaepernick and Blaine Gabbert video. Someone was like, hey man, you're a natural. You should keep doing that. You know, at first I was like, it was just something I just did spur of the moment. So I started doing pre-game videos and post-game videos, you know, and then that kind of took off. And then I was on the news talking about the whole cap situation in the Bay Area, KTVU, you know, Channel 2.
Yep.
You
Channel 2.
I was on there a couple times during actually the week of my birthday, September 1st. It was the week of my birthday. So I was on national news. I'm getting text messages, phone calls. Hey man, what you doing on TV up here, Kev? And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize it was like that. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I just kept doing my videos and, you know, film breakdown for Niners Nation and pre-game videos, post-game videos, and here we are. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've always loved to write. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that started. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a writer. So here we are, you know.
It was a match made in heaven with you and at 49ers SI. How long have you been writing for them?
It's been about, I think August. I think I started in August.
August. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And Niner Style from Real Talk Niner Talk, he's on the East Coast. How did you guys link up and to form to be it's 6 people, right? 6 people in the Real Talk Niner Talk. So how did you guys
well, now it's 6, right? First it was 5, and then we brought on Red Jet, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
First Lady Shell. You know, so me and Don always knew each other just, you know, as Niners fans on Facebook, you know. So one day he hit me like, "Hey Kev, I was thinking about, you know, starting a podcast, you know, would you be down?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." You know, at that point in time, I was transitioning from, you know, being with nothing but Niners, you know, to being, you know, independent, because that whole story pretty much, once I started writing with Niners Nation, I was under contract, so I really couldn't do certain things that I wanted to do anymore with nothing but Niners. So it went from not writing for them no more to doing less and less videos just because of the way, you know, the schematics.
Right.
So at this point in time, I'm like a free agent. So he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm thinking about just starting a podcast. Would you be down?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, of course." You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I told him initially, I'm like, you know, okay, well, let's see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you have certain experiences, you're like, yeah, you know, let's see, you know what I'm talking about. So
see how it works,
Jay, I almost stopped doing this on a solo tip. You know, I got discouraged to a point where I'm like, man, this ain't finna go nowhere, man. You know, so and then he hit me, you know, reached out to me, and here we are now, a year later. You know, Real Talk, Nana Talk. You know, knocking on 400, you know, subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So hey, man. But yeah, so I love it, man. You know, be it writing or be it in front of the camera like we are now. You know, I just love talking Niner football. You feel me?
Exactly, and you can hear the passion in your voice. And like I said before, it's great to have you on. Speaking of YouTube, shout out to everyone watching J intheBay YouTube, J intheBay Facebook, J intheBay Twitter. If you were excited, or I should say, if you're excited about this 49er 3-game win streak, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Look at that wonderful cup you got. That Real Talk. Show the camera that Real Talk.
You know, you know, we out here.
A little product placement. And for those that haven't heard of Real Talk Niner Talk, all their social media links are in the description of the video. And Silverado Kev's social media is all in the description of the video. Make sure you guys support, check it out. But this show is nothing without the people in them comments, as I like to say. So let's say what's up to a few people. I gotta say what's good to SG Sports Talk channel. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. I appreciate all your questions in the chat, man. But we will be answering some of those questions that you asked. So we will answer them as we go along with the show. Andre, what's good? Andre says, just noticed they canceled our Sunday night game to show the cheats. The 49ers got to make them regret it by putting a show on Sunday. Let's go Niners. Absolutely. Yeah, so we originally had the Sunday night game against the Seahawks, but, you know, both teams have kind of underperformed this year, especially the Seahawks. I know the last time I checked, they were losing to the Washington football team, but I think they're 3-7, I believe. But there's no doubt they're still a dangerous team. And Andre also says, thank you, Silverado, for joining us and making it possible for Jay to put on a show so I don't waste so much time watching the Sea Chickens, even to scout them for Sunday. That's pretty good. 49er Minded agrees with you. What's good? Kimbo, thanks for tuning in to the stream. What's good? He says, good job, guys. We got this. Hey, absolutely. We got to talk about, obviously, it was a great win on Sunday against the Vikings, but we got to talk about the 49ers' latest injuries. Unfortunately, Fred Warner hurt. He's got that hamstring injury. I think he's expected to be out 1 to 2 weeks. Deebo Samuel has the groin injury. He's expected to be out a similar amount of time, 1 to 2 weeks. Trey Sermon, he had that nasty high ankle sprain. I think Kyle Shanahan today said he's going to be on IR. And I believe Greenlaw is day-to-day. So, you know, do you think these injuries will affect us going up against, I think we have Seattle this Sunday and then I think Cincinnati next Sunday. What do you think about these injuries?
Man, we can never have nice things. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just like we can never have nice things, bro. Like, it's always something. You feel me? But I will say, with the streak we've been on, you know, with the passion and the fire and the inspired football we've been playing, I do think that it should carry over. And even in the last game, even though we still had our temporary blunders in terms of blown coverages, you know, Hufanga jumped the under route, you know, let Thielen get behind him.
Yep.
Of all people, why you let Thielen get behind you? You know, but he's a rookie, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, as a coach myself, as a DC myself, you know, we tell our guys a lot of times, trust your eyes. You know what I'm saying? But also, so the Shanahan used to say, as far as trusting your eyes, you got to trust your eyes, but then you have to play through the coaching. So even though I tell you trust your eyes, and you see a guy in front of you, play through the coaching, meaning you're the deep safety. So I don't care if Jesus is running in front of you, nothing behind you. Exactly. Your job is nothing behind you. So, you know, but he jumped on the first thing he saw. Now, granted, had the pass went to the man in front of him, we good. Yeah. But Thielen jumped, you know, snuck right behind him. So, you know, that was a blunder. You know, then you had the Josh Norman DPI that really wasn't DPI, you know, but he's a usual suspect, so I get why they called it. But to answer your question about the injuries, something told me Greenlaw wasn't ready. He just didn't look quite ready, you know, and so when he got hurt again, I'm like, he came back too fast. You know what I'm saying? So, and now it's not just him. Fred's out a couple of weeks, but the silver lining is I got to give some love to number 51. Aziz, and I've been saying that boy been balling for a while. You know, it's also been questioned, is he better than Greenlaw? I'm not going to say he's better than Greenlaw, but he's definitely much more physical. He's better versus the run than Greenlaw is versus Greenlaw being better in coverage. So he took over Fred yesterday, you know, with no drop off. But see, Marcel Harris was hurt too. I know he had a concussion. So we'll probably see Marcel Harris and Aziz at the mic and the wheel. God forbid we got to go to a base 4-3. I don't know who's gonna play Sam. Right. You know what? They might end up sliding Tart down to Sam. Remember, Tart was playing Sam. You know, last season a little bit. So, or was it Will? But either way, you know, they're kind of interchangeable. You know, in that particular package. Debo, that other injury, man. Hey, Jay, I'm not lying to you, bro. When the way he went down, I could tell he wasn't just giving himself up like, oh, I'm scared, because Debo ain't scared of nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't think he's right now. And initially I thought it was like a knee or something, because the way he went down, it looked like he was like, oh, something gave out. I'm thankful just is growing, you know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? I really think that going to Seattle, and not saying that Seattle are no slouches. Yeah, they losing to the Washington no-name team right now, you know, but that don't mean nothing. It's a division game. They always play this tough. They always ready to stuff a mud hole in our ass. So, you know, we got to go in there like it's a playoff game. Yeah. So the injuries, do I feel we can get through them and navigate through them? Yes. But it's going to take a whole lot more than what's already have been taken to keep winning these games what we have. George Kittle, where you at? Yeah. You know, so you more of that. So, yeah, man.
No, absolutely. And I think the silver lining for the injuries are that, you know, none of them appear to be season threatening. It seems like they're just, I mean, when they say 1 to 2 weeks, they're going to reevaluate them, I'm sure, as the days go along, as the week progresses, and see how they are. But it seems like the only player that's going to be placed on IR, it seems like it's Trey Sermon, and he had that nasty high ankle sprain. But let's be real, Trey Sermon wasn't really contributing in a major way. But obviously, you know, I want to see him have a speedy recovery. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because, you know, with Warner out on Sunday, Greenlaw basically is going to be out. We basically just have Aziz, Flanagan fouls. Hopefully Marcel Harris can be the linebacker.
You know what? There you go. That's who probably going to end up playing Sam in the event. We go
or even maybe put Hufanga down there. I mean, as you said it, you know, Hufanga, he had 2 blown coverages against Thielen. And I think he's just a rookie. He kind of followed as you mentioned, he followed the underneath guy when he didn't really have to, because I think Hart was there. So obviously, Hufanga, you got to cover the back. You can't be
He was a deep safety.
You got to cover the end zone. So, but that's something he'll learn. But we'll see how these injuries affect us. Obviously, Debo was instrumental in the run game. Last Sunday, he just got the 1,000 yards receiving, so that's great.
Finally,
First
right.
wide receiver to get that since 2014, Anquan Bolden.
Bolden, right.
We'll see. We're gonna have to, it's about attrition.
And the first receiver ever in NFL history to have 1,000-yard receiving, 5 rushing touchdowns, and 5 receiving touchdowns. First one to do
incredible.
it. So Debo, shout out to you, baby boy. You know what I'm saying? Keep grinding.
Absolutely.
And I want to take a minute to talk about that, man, Jay. This is my fear. Because if you think about it, Debo has been used more this season than he has altogether in his season since he's been here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I get that they kind of reduce his touches in the receiving game and replace them with the running back reps. But the running back reps are much more strenuous than the receiver reps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so it was kind of like a give and take, but thankfully it was just a growing. And somebody said, my man, let's get it. Say, hey, growers, I'm going to tell you, growers are not a joke. I ain't got to ask LeBron because I've had a growing. I played the game. And the growing injuries, bruh, you can't do nothing. You can't do, bruh. You know, you can't. You really can't be a man if you feel me. If you got a growing injury, you know what I'm saying? Like you sneeze wrong, you laugh, like, oh, wait. So
now we're expecting him to come back, be the Debo that we know, we've seen what he can do, and still be a productive player with that growing injury. That's a tough thing to overcome. That's for sure. Shout out, what's good to Blue Truth. I appreciate that $10 donation to the J intheBay YouTube channel. Victory Monday. Congrats, 49er faithful. Absolutely. I appreciate your contributions. You're too kind. Roberto, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Roberto. Glad you came through. 49er Monday, what's good with you, man?
What up, man?
Payo Time, what's good? The LA Rams YouTuber, thanks for tuning into the stream. For those that are new, I welcome any fan of the NFL. If you enjoy the NFL, I think you'll enjoy the J intheBay YouTube channel, especially NFC West opponents like Payo Time, who roots for the LA Rams. He says, hello, Jay and Silverado. Hope you are both well. Same to you. And David, what's good? We just talked about the news about Greenlaw. He's day to day. But, as Silverado Kev mentioned, he came back too soon. And he kind of re-aggravated that same injury. So I don't know if we'll see him and how effective he'll be, even if he does play. So, now I got to mention, now a month ago, I don't know how you felt, but I felt like this team was in disarray. We were on a 4-game losing streak.
We was going in. You know what I'm saying? We was all going
thinking about next year, like, what are we gonna do next year? But the 49ers are currently on a 3-game winning streak. And what 3 areas do you think have the 49ers improved in the most, in regards to this 3-game win streak?
I'm gonna go ahead and revert back to a couple of shows we did in the past, and I was one of the more vocal ones. We was all vocal, but me, at one point I told them, fuck you annual prices from them ticket prices. You know what I'm saying? Playing the way they were playing. We out there in that damn monsoon versus the Colts, and y'all playing like this, and then you got the nerve to raise ticket prices. Man, kiss my, anyway. And I even was on Kyle Shanahan helmet, like that decal right there. I was on his helmet like a decal, like, hey, you're not a leader of men right now. Lead these men. And I also said that there needed to be a players meeting, and one or some of the players need to go ahead and jump up and say, hey, listen, I'm sick of this. I know you've seen Snakes on the Plane with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
I'm tired of these. That needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? So, and it happened. And it coincided with Jimmy Ward coming back, and it coincided with Jeff Wilson Jr. coming back. So all that fire came back. Somebody had to check this out. Coaches get out. We need to have a talk. So they're playing more inspired football, and I told people I'm a youth coach. I've coached kids from 9 to 14, and I get these are kids, and I'm not getting paid to coach, but coaching at the core is coaching at the core, and even grown men, like with Hufunga. Even if right now, if I'm D'Amico Ryans, I'm yelling, hey, Huff, nobody behind you. You know what I'm saying? Just it's a reminder. You know what I'm saying? I know he get paid to know that, but sometimes, hey, man, nobody behind you. You know what your job is. Nobody behind you. So things like that kind of need to be reiterated constantly. But to answer your question, they're playing much more inspired football. Less missed tackles. There's less DPI calls aside from that bogus ass one yesterday. So missed tackles, less DPI calls. They're playing like they got a reason to play for. You know, I don't know if Shanahan said something to him or not, you know, but I know one thing. What I think he may have said to the team, I know he said to Jimmy yesterday on the sideline when he threw that interception. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
get it together.
hey, you know what?
Number 5 is behind you.
Right. You probably told him, hey, man, you know, Trey got his helmet on.
Yeah.
Helmet on, Jimmy.
He's healthy. He can come in.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you can't do it, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And so, and to Jimmy's credit, and Jay, he always does this, bro. Like, and people say he has a short memory. After he throws an interception, he begins to play well. I don't like that trade-off. I really don't. I know you a Jimmy guy, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, but he just, you know, he's way too streaky for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, so just be that way all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, play inspired all the time. So that's your question. We improve with the tackling, improve with the discipline, and improve with how inspired we're playing football, the brand of football we're playing.
And you mentioned Jimmy G. That's my quarterback. You mentioned Jimmy G. I felt like this was a typical Jimmy G performance. Jimmy G, he's got 2 types of games in him. The first game, or I should say one of the games, is like yesterday. I think he was, let's look at his stats. Let me pull up his stats just so we're on the same page. But looking at Jimmy G stats, he was, let me go scroll up. So let's see, he was 17 of 26, 230 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. That is a Jimmy G type of performance. Early in the game, he was throwing high, right? We've seen that before. This is who Jimmy G is. He threw that interception that we're like, what are you doing? How do you not see the safety, Harrison Smith, you know, right there? What type of throw was that? But it's funny, Kirk Cousins made a similar throw as well. But this was a Jimmy G performance. This is who he is. This is one bad side of Jimmy. The other side of Jimmy is the good Jimmy. Within this 3-game winning streak, I think he's only thrown 2 interceptions.
You just proved the point for me, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think he's only thrown 2 interceptions within this 3-game winning streak, or it might be 1. But
I mean, hell, he ain't been throwing the ball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't do that. Come on, Jay. Don't do that. Jay.
So he and I'm not necessarily defending Jimmy. I'm just telling you this is what it is. This is the Jimmy we've come to. Some people love, some people hate. He's either inaccurate, he throws high, or he throws that early INT, or he'll have a game like, you know, against the Rams or whatever. He'll be 16 of 22, 180 yards, 1 touchdown. Like, so this is who Jimmy is. And we know Shanahan is not going to go to Trey unless Jimmy gets hurt. I mean, so
this is who Jimmy's been. Let's say it that way.
No, you're right. You're right. You are absolutely right. This is who Jimmy G has been. And unfortunately, we got a Jimmy oh no yesterday. You know, that was the performance that Jimmy G had. And that was actually something I wanted to talk about. We just got into it. Let's see. 49er Minded says, yo, that's how I first know Kev is from his Facebook videos. Okay, so 49er Minded has seen you.
Hey, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Let's see. Roberto says, do you have a group on Facebook?
Yes, Real Talk 9 Talk is also
Real Talk 9. Okay.
Yeah, Facebook. I mean, I don't have a group on Facebook. You know, we have a group on Facebook.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real Talk 9 Talk. I mean, even though I have my YouTube channel still, Silverado Kev, all you're gonna do there is see me saying, "Come over to Real Talk 9 Talk."
Yeah.
You know
and that's where you can follow and support Silverado Kev and the rest of the Real Talk 9 Talk. All their social media links are in the description of this video. Make sure you guys check him out. 49ers First Take. What's good? He says, hello, guys. Hope all is good. Absolutely. And you have done a collab with 49ers First Take, so you guys know each other real well.
Yeah, it's my guy. Hey,
All
Ron.
right. Let's see. Perk Dog. What's good?
What up, Perk?
Thank you tuning in to the stream. Yeah, I seen him on Facebook. Glad you could be a part of the stream tonight, Perk. What about, we got to talk about this young man. I would say it's the steal of the draft. Best running back on the team. Elijah Mitchell. He's on his way to 1,000-yard rushing season, I think. Yesterday he had, let's pull up his stats. I just want to be very accurate. So yesterday
you said his last name was what?
Elijah Mitchell. Oh, yeah, exactly.
You said last name was what? Say his last name again.
Elijah Mitchell.
Right, it's a little good.
So you knew he was a star when we drafted him in the 6th round. You already knew.
I'm clowning. I don't know what to do from a can of paint, but you got my last name though. You know what I'm saying?
You know him now though. That's your cousin. You ain't never met. Yeah.
Oh man, hold on.
So Elijah Mitchell, 27 carries, 133 yards, 1 rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Elijah, you got it. That's it right there. You
got it. Yeah. I had to get him. I had to get him. You know what I'm saying?
That's family. You got to get him. You got to support him. But, man, talk about Elijah Mitchell and what he means to this 49ers offense.
Hey, man, listen. Second to Debo, and actually, I might even say before Debo, you know what I'm saying? Because Debo's only being used to supplement him, you know, and even though I still feel we're running him in the ground, the dude, after contact, there really is no 1-yard gains for Elijah. You know what I'm saying? You know, he may get hit. He gonna get good 3 or 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? You know, at least 2 or 3, and that's crucial. You know, because on a 3rd and 1, he's good for 3rd and 3. You know what I'm saying? You know, so unless you hit him in the backfield before he get going, he gonna fall forward or spin or do something else. You know, and then he has a knack. You know, we call it in the coaching world, the football world, of getting skinny. You know, in the hole. You know, and then he taking contact and running through contact. But don't get it twisted. The boy fast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, I call Mostert weekend fast. He not quite weekend fast. When I say weekend fast, I mean like you get off work on a Friday. You're like,
that's
it's
pretty good. Yeah.
You blink, it's Monday. Weekend fast. Go fast there. You know, but Elijah Mitchell more like 15-minute break fast. You know, you take a 15-minute break at work. Soon as you get to where you're going, you got to go back to to do it to where you at. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you know, but that's too. So yeah, man. I was kind of wondering though. They were throwing the ball to him yesterday. Like, you do realize he just came back from a broken finger. You throwing the ball to him? But hey, he had no drops though.
Right.
He had no drops.
Fumbles.
So you know, right. And the boy tough as nails, man. And he gets loose, you know. So I'm still waiting to see Jimmy hit him down one of the sidelines on a wheel route because that boy get behind you. You might as well just go ahead, man. Let him go, man. Let him go. Even if he catches him, you're not going to tackle him. Saying so, Mitchell is a dog. I mean, he is definitely a dog. And what he had like 639 yards rushing, I think already, so. Something like that.
Yeah.
So he might tap into a thou wow. You know what I'm saying?
If he's healthy for the rest of the games, yeah, there's no reason why he can't get 1,000 yards rushing, and that would be an excellent rookie year. So.
But I definitely want to make sure we kind of, I'm not saying throttle him back, but preserve him. You feel me? Right. You know, this long season. So let's all pray to Father God that nobody else get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
And speaking of preserving him, yeah, he had 27 carries. I know as fans we love to nitpick. We want Shanahan to run the ball, but we're like, don't run Mitchell in the ground though. You know, we got to make sure we think about the long haul. But yeah, man, unfortunately, Sermon's going to be out, even though he wasn't used. He played basically in 2 games. And in the second game, I think he had at least 10 carries. But, Sermon's going to be out. Jermichael Hasty, he has an ankle injury. We'll see if he'll be available to play on Sunday. We'll see. But, yeah, this backfield is looking pretty thin. Basically, it's just Mitchell and Jeff Wilson Jr. And Jeff Wilson Jr. didn't get any carries really in the game yesterday. He might have got one. Maybe one or two.
You know what, man?
He didn't get in the game?
No, I mean yes and no, Jay, because Jeff Wilson Jr. He just speed isn't for his size. He's pretty fast, but he's
Right.
not going to just outrun nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I guess Shanahan kind of want to keep that tempo up, and was like, you know what, hey, if we can get the ball to Debo and supplement that, without giving Jeff the ball, cool. Especially when you got chunk yardage you're trying to get. So but I still would have kind of rather saw Jeff Wilson Jr. in certain instances than keep. How mad you keep pressing the triangle button. I'm like, man, damn it, call a timeout. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna fumble eventually. He getting tired.
Exactly. Yeah, he tired. Yeah,
he tired, boss.
I guarantee you, Jeff Wilson Jr. is gonna get at least 10 carries this Sunday because I don't know who else is gonna run the ball unless if the 49ers don't sign a running back, then I would assume Jermichael Hasty is expected to play because there's it's looking pretty thin at the running back position. So, but yeah, I want to see Jeff Wilson Jr. get more involved in this offense. And as you said, let's spell Elijah Mitchell. Let's not run him in the ground because outside of Debo, he's the next best offensive weapon. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Alejandro, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. The Ramilia Sports Report, what's good? Thanks for tuning in, man. Hopefully you're having an excellent Monday night. Towley's Art and Game Channel, thanks for tuning in to the stream. What's good? Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate that. 49er Miner says Cyber Monday product placement. LOL.
I'm like, I was old. I was old then,
Yeah.
Hey, man, I was really just, drinking my drink. It wasn't, there wasn't nothing behind it. I was drinking my drink. You said something, not me.
Santana, what's good? He says, or they say, love the cup. Hello to everyone. Sending love and support from the Midwest. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in.
That's my girl Tana. What's going on, girl? I appreciate you coming in again. I appreciate you, girl. Now get some sleep. You got to work in the morning.
What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Let's get it. Let's talk about, Debo, Debo, I think is self-explanatory. He's the best offensive player on this team. He does it all. He runs and catches, but it'll be interesting to see how this offense is without him, going forward. Obviously, we're going to rely on Elijah Mitchell a lot. I think Jeff Wilson Jr. should get some touches. But also, we're going to have to see Ayuk and Kittle more involved.
Yeah, right, Kittle, right.
And Juwan Jennings, he could have had 2 touchdown catches yesterday. But, we're going to have to definitely use more of our receiving targets, Trent Sherfield as well. Even Charlie Warner, hey, the backup tight end after Kittle. So who do you think is going to have to step up out of the names I just mentioned or someone I haven't mentioned now that Debo's going to be out? So, yeah.
As much as it pains me to say this, all the names you just named, Elijah Mitchell, George Kittle, Juwan Jennings, I think you said somebody else.
Trent Sherfield?
Yeah, Trent Sherfield. But of all the names you just said, that's going to have to step up. None other than
Jimmy G.
You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. So now, with Debo out, you take away those 4, 5, 6, 7 running plays. Now you're gonna replace them with passing plays. You know what I'm saying? So and so Jimmy, man, bruh, like get it together now. Unless Shanahan says, you know what, I still got Ayuk. So unless you start using Ayuk the way he was using Debo, now that I can see because Ayuk can run the ball as well. He's also a monster with the ball in his hands. But I just don't know if he'll go that far as to try to supplement or compensate. But it all comes down to Jimmy with the ball in his hands more, if you think about it. So,
yeah.
And like Kittle, how Kittle finna get the ball? Jimmy.
Yeah.
Sherfield, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? that's the nucleus. It's Jimmy.
I agree. And one thing that separates the good players from the great players is consistency. And that's been an issue with Jimmy. Consistency with staying healthy, consistency with delivering an accurate ball. And there's no doubt he's going to have to play one of his better games. I don't know if he can have a performance like yesterday because we'll be without Debo, without Fred Warner, without Greenlaw. I don't know if he can still have that same performance that he did yesterday, and we win on the road against Seattle. And it doesn't really matter what their record is. As long as Seattle has Russ Wilson, those weapons at wide receiver, Metcalf, Lockett, they still have I think they have a solid pass rush with Dunlap. They got Kerry Hyder. We'll be seeing Kerry Hyder again. But yeah, there's no doubt Jimmy's going to have to, make accurate throws, make good reads, and not turn the ball over. That's for sure.
Well, and everything you just said, unfortunately, you just said, as long as they got Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson, the other team got a chance.
Yep.
Right? So long as Seattle has Russell Wilson, Seattle has a chance, right?
Yes.
As long as we got Jimmy Garoppolo, other teams have a chance. Tell me I'm lying.
Yeah, when he's inaccurate with the ball and he turns it over, yes.
You're right. What I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm just saying, bro. So Jimmy got to be on his game more than he has before now.
Yeah. No, you're right. You are absolutely right. There's no argument with that. I just hope we get a good Jimmy G performance. But I feel Jimmy, he's plays his best when he has a clean pocket to throw from. That's for sure. And if this offensive line can block for him, give him time to survey the field, I think we'll see the best Jimmy G. Speaking of defense, let's talk about this 49ers defense. We had a lot of issues with stopping the run. And I don't know what happened, but within this last 3 games, we've done an excellent job. Now, you are a coach. Is there something schematically they're doing different? What do you see when you see this 49ers run defense? Because it's totally different.
I appreciate that plug. As a DC fan, even though I don't know D'Amico, I'm talking to him during the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see this. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my head, I'm talking to him. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I don't really think it's so much anything he's doing per se, other than making adjustments. When losing a guy like Kinlaw, so now you kind of got to shuffle guys on the inside. Oh, Kevin Givens, you know what I'm saying? That boy made a huge play. Matter of fact, when Cook fumbled, who was that? That was Kev.
Right.
Kev was back there. So it's putting the best guys in the right spots to succeed. And in terms of schematically, it's just a matter of, like I used to ask my guys. You want to be good? You want to be great? You know what I'm saying? You see what good got you. We took an L. You got to be great every play.
Right.
So in terms of putting the bear with me, please, and don't go tell him I jacked his name up. Is it Amanihu?
Oh, the defensive end from Houston.
That chase down play he had, yeah.
That was nice.
Okay, right. We tomato, right? We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great play he made on that third down. Was it Cook or was it 25 he chased down? Either way it go. And that boy came out there.
It was a hell of a play. Yeah.
Right. And the beauty of it is he realized Cousins not getting the ball. So he chased the ball down the line scrimmage. Right. Nice play. So there's been additions, to the line. Key is playing better. Street is showing up. So again, I just think they're all of a sudden playing more inspired ball because nobody likes losing, And I've just seen coaches tell kids, it's all about having fun and winning isn't everything. And you're right. But what I add to that is winning isn't everything, but losing sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I think they finally just say, you know what, we're tired of this. We better than this. Let's go play like it. And that's what they're doing. And even though now that there's still blunders here and there, they're a lot less frequent. They're not missing tackles. They're playing more for each other and for the team in itself. So, and discipline, less missed tackles. So I'm telling you, things like that. Oh, gap integrity. The gap integrity has been gap integrity and run fits are two of the most important things from a linebacker standpoint or a defense standpoint, period. And when I say run fits, you got to know what hole you got to hit or what gap is yours. Because like Jay, me and you playing Mike and I'm playing Will, we can't hit the same gap. We can, but somebody's finna get loose on the back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So so I don't know if they watch more film or what, but I'm telling you, it's something switch, something triggered. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it triggered at the right time. So let it keep triggering all the way to Seattle on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and stump them. What hole in they? Man, let's go. Like I said, we can damn show, went out but one game at a time. The way that if it was me and I'm coaching this team, say, look, we got 6 single elimination games. So we go one by one. I don't want to hear about nobody past the game we got this week.
Well, absolutely, I agree. You got to take it one game at a time. And shout out and a what's good to Luke Luna for I think you had $2 super chats, man. I appreciate your donations to the J intheBay YouTube channel, man. That's too kind of you, and thank you for being a part of the live stream tonight, man. Much appreciated. And yeah, I agree. And usually when a team struggles against defending the run, usually the answer is, oh, let's just put 8 or 9 guys in the box, load up against the run, make the quarterback throw the ball. But we can't necessarily do that with our secondary with Josh Norman. I would say he is a liability. Obviously, he's great at punching the ball out, creating turnovers, and that's something that I wish his teammates would do on the defensive side of the ball. That's for sure, create turnovers. But whatever they're doing, you said gap integrity, watching more film, whatever it is, they are clicking at the right time. Because the run defense was definitely a liability early on, and I'm not seeing those same 10, 12-yard runs against us anymore. And I know the Seattle's running back, Chris Carson, I think he's on IR. I'm not sure who their backup is. I'd have to do a little bit more research, but they're still going to try to run the ball. DJ Dallas, okay. Yeah, I would have to look. I don't really know too much about DJ, but I would have to look up and see, what he does well and all that good stuff. But
actually, DJ Dallas and what's my man's name? Light skinned brother.
Is it Homer? That's last
Homer. Yes.
Okay.
Hey,
okay.
And don't sleep. Hey, Homer can get busy too if we get a crease. You know what I'm saying? So back to the run defense. The biggest thing that's been different is they're not getting beat up up front no more. Because the first couple weeks of the season they was getting bullied.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what you do when you try to get bullied, you start being the bully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to swing back.
and when people don't, I know people understand. I'm not saying nobody in this chat isn't football savvy, but when you understand the job of the D line at the first level is to keep the second level clean with the linebackers, right. You understand how important it is to get off these double teams and allow your guys to run downhill. And so they've been doing all that plus more thus far. They had a couple big, kind of chunk runs yesterday, but you notice they have one chunk run and then they shut it down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you, we look at Dalvin Cook's stats yesterday. He had 10 carries, 39 yards, and his longest run, he had one long run that was 30 yards. But basically his other 9 carries, he averaged 1 yard. So, that's a hell of a job. And if you look at Madison, their backup running back, he only averaged 3 yards per carry, and he had a long of 7 yards. So, yeah, those chunk runs are much, much less, and that's obviously great to see, no doubt.
Oh man, and I'm sorry, I'm a DC, so I can't help it. And you can ask anybody who watched the game with me. I'm yelling most of the game, especially when I see someone on defense. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like that touchdown that Madison ran in. Right. Had Bosa State outside contained. Yeah. He was so eager. Because if you remember, listening, Madison was trying to hit the 1 or 2 hole.
Right.
But he cut it back. Why he cut it back? He saw how Bosa committed inside so tough. He put that foot in the ground, hit the ball with that goes that way, and he went. And okay. And the corner out there. Why are you so worried about a run? You're a boundary corner. Boundary meaning you're on the boundary. Why are you worried about the run? Stay outside, outside contain. These are fundamental things, fundamentals, bro. It can always be so simple.
And speaking of outside contain, Eric Armstead had that same issue. He would always, when he was playing defensive end, I know he's playing more interior now, but when he was playing defensive end, that was the issue with him keeping outside contain, especially on those read options. If the quarterback fakes the handoff to the running back, he's looking at you, Armstead, or whoever else is on the end. If Armstead comes in, the quarterback keeps it and runs outside and vice versa. So, yeah, keeping outside contain is very important, crucial.
Armstead, of all people, ain't got no business trying to no. Armstead is slow as payday. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. Yeah. He ain't got, first 15, he ain't got no business. So boy, if you don't set the edge and quit playing, you're not gonna run. He's not gonna run me down. I'm a big boy. He's not gonna run me down. You know what I'm saying? So, in terms of the run, he sets the edge. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But eyes, you know, and being nosy, you know, being nosy. D Sizzle says.
Thanks for tuning in, D. So this is Sizzle Says on Real Talk 9. Okay, because I'm used to seeing. Yeah. Okay. So, what's good, D Sizzle? Thanks for tuning in, man. D Sizzle says Debo not scared to hit them holes like that. Been doing that since South Carolina, but can't overuse him, Shanny. Yeah, and Shanny loves to ride the hot hand. He can't help himself, but you know, you gotta preserve him. You gotta preserve him. That's for sure.
And you know what? And see, that's a double-edged sword, Jay, too, man. Because you know, when if you're in a fight with somebody, right, and you know, if you lose this fight, you probably go, you know, I'm gonna go extreme. You probably gonna die. You're not saying, well, let me save myself for later. Just in case. It might not be no later.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a slippery slope. But I mean, there are other alternatives to just running the guys in the ground. But I mean, hell, if you think about it, he get chunk yards every time he run the ball.
Yeah.
It was he almost had two weeks in a row. He almost had 100 yards rushing. 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But see, this is where I kind of like the fact I kind of compare it to the Warriors when Steph's out, you know, or when your main guy's out, because now other guys are forced to step up.
Right.
You know, and so when they do get back, you're already kind of used to, you know, doing things just, and so it's not going to get better. So I'm really curious to see what Kyle Shanahan schemes up or dials up. And unfortunately, it may weigh on the shoulders of Jimmy G because he has to pass more.
No, absolutely. And you know,
I'm sorry.
You watching the game?
They blew the onside kick.
What's the score?
It's now 17-15 Washington.
And
somebody blew the onside kick for Washington, and it's 15 seconds left. That's all Russell Wilson need.
Wow.
And actually, they only need a field goal, so they're trying to figure it out now. But anyway, like I said,
we'll see. We'll see. But to illustrate your point about Elijah Mitchell, if you look at his stats, you know, it shows how important he is to the 49ers. You know, he had 100 yards against Detroit. That was a victory. You know, he had over 100 against Chicago. That was a victory. He had over 100 against Minnesota, and he almost had over 100 against the Rams. So whenever he rushes for upwards of 100 rushing yards, the 49ers, you know, usually are victorious. And not only is he able to run the ball, move the chains, convert on third down, also we're winning the time of possession, and that's very key because the opposing team's offense is not on the field. So, you know, that running game, you know, it works wonders. That's for sure. That running game works wonders. And Elijah Mitchell, man, hell of a draft pick, a steal in the 6th round. There's no doubt about that.
And I'm glad you kind of mentioned that whole run-pass ratio type thing in terms of Elijah Mitchell. I've noticed, though, over the past couple of weeks, have you noticed that even though we're still running the ball a lot, we still pass the ball in chunks a lot? Like, we may go like 3 plays in a row where we're passing the ball. I'm like, what are you doing? You know? Yeah. You know? And I don't know about you. Whenever we go empty, my heart begin to flutter when we go empty. Because that means he has to pass the ball. You don't trust Jimmy G? You don't trust Jimmy G with a shotgun? You know, he can survey the defense. Jimmy is looking to the right. Jimmy is looking to the left. Nah, you sound like the executive producer of my show. She always gets nervous when Jimmy G drop back to throw. Man, like
you don't trust Jimmy G's decision making either, and I don't blame you because we've seen so many. Even if he doesn't throw a pick, sometimes he throws high, and a defender could have had an interception. So there's no doubt. I do get a little nervous.
I tweeted this yesterday during the game. I tweeted this. Remember the pass he threw to the left sideline when he tried to throw outside the numbers, trying to prove a point? You see how that almost turned out?
Yeah, he can throw outside the numbers, but not accurately all the time. Yeah, I think it was an out pattern to Kittle and the defender. But when looking at the replay, when Kittle makes his break to the outside, the ball has to be there. if you wait until Kittle is open, the corner's going to be right there to pick it off. So it's not even Jimmy's got to throw it faster. You got to, what Kittle's route is. You see, I think Kittle is a mismatch against any corner. When Kittle's about to make that cut, you got to get rid of the ball, Jimmy.
Now, I will say this, and I'm glad I'm sitting next to me because I might get struck by lightning, but because I'm about to say this. But and you're not going to say these words too often, so record it, write it down, we'll take it, whatever. In Jimmy's defense, he's never had the biggest arm to begin with.
Right.
So even when he was throwing outside the numbers before, there was other way a couple times too. So post surgery, he has even less zip on the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, to my old Jimmy can throw outside the numbers. Cool. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's working in the middle and guys are open, cool. Because you saw it almost happen when he threw outside yesterday. Oh boy, I almost undercut it.
Yeah.
And now even though he did hit Jennings on that touchdown, what you notice about that pass to Jennings, you can say it's nitpicking, but just think about in terms of what I'm saying here. Jennings kind of had to jump up and kind of turn back into the ball. So even with that, but I'd rather that than him miss Jeff Wilson Jr. wide the way he did last week. So Jimmy, as long as you put the ball where we can get it more than they can, keep doing what you're doing, sir.
Yeah, that incomplete pass to Jeff Wilson Jr. last week in the end zone. Woof, that was hard to stomach.
You know what? Do you play Madden? You play Madden, Jay?
Yeah.
You ever been playing Madden and you mess around and like the button stick, and so it throw a bullet pass versus just trying to loft it?
Right.
He had the button. He had the button down too long.
Exactly. He'll have to blame that one on Madden, man. That's pretty good.
He had the button down too long, man. But yeah, man. So like I said, hey Jimmy, if you happen to see this, bro, I don't dislike you. I just it's the good Jimmy versus bad Jimmy dichotomy, and this when the bad Jimmy show up more than good Jimmy, it's a bad day for us.
It's a problem.
So believe in yourself, Jimmy. Believe in yourself.
Absolutely. Travis Berg Jr., what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, hello, gentlemen. Hopefully your Monday night is going well. Appreciate the kind words, Andrew. He says, loving this collab between you two. Feels like when I am talking football with my buddies. Great show. Appreciate the kind words, man. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We would appreciate it. Let YouTube and I know that you are enjoying the stream. And I wanted to briefly talk about Bosa. He's having an excellent year. He's got 11 sacks so far. I think he's definitely in the running for possibly defensive player of the year, or even comeback player of the year. We'll see.
C-Boy too. D-Boy and C-Boy.
Absolutely. But what are your thoughts on Josh Norman? Do you think we should let Lenore come in for Josh Norman? I mean, what are your thoughts on him? Because a lot of fans either love him or hate him. Well, I guess a lot more fans dislike him based on his performance. What do you think, Josh Norman?
Well, I'm gonna tap into the Bosa right quick too. Bosa is pretty much a one-man show out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like nobody fears anybody else but Bosa out there. So he may still get double teams and damn everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So, but he still the man being a chokehold, still getting sacks. Yeah. So imagine how many sacks he would have if he wasn't getting held or they caught the hold that whenever he gets held. So Bosa, keep doing your thing. Hopefully with Amanihu showing up and Key, being better the last few games, it'll get easier for you. And hopefully with D4 coming back, like if D4 can just be 75%, that'll help. Have you seen the numbers for Bosa when Ford's on the field versus when he's off the field? Oh man,
educate the people. What are the numbers?
Man, I had to bring it up, but man, it's the pressure rate is astronomically higher when D4 is right. D4. I mean, think about it, because now you got two guys to worry about. So unfortunately, there's nobody else right now that scares offensive linemen other than Bosa. So I'm glad Amanihu's showing up. I'm glad Key is doing his thing, but until Ford get out there again, right? So to get to Norman, I would definitely start running, demo, with the ones, letting Josh know, say, bro, do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like keep playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll put you on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would definitely have Demo ready, and and I don't see what the thing to get me is I don't know why Demo got benched to begin with. You got veterans doing the things they've been doing, getting DP. They out here getting. They got more. They had more DPI calls than Jimmy Stans had excuses. You know what I'm saying? For a minute. But you still got Norman in the game. But Demo have one play and now he's benched. Shanahan way too loyal to some of these vets,
vets.
man. Like,
Shanahan
man,
loves
come
his
on, bro.
vets.
Like Tom Compton. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Tom, but you don't deserve to have the last name Compton. And from my bloods out there, Bompton, Tom Bompton, but you don't deserve to have that last name, bro. Like you from Compton. You know what I'm talking about? So
I dig it. I dig it.
So yeah, man. So Josh Norman, he's great at the peanut punch and all that, but
Right.
you can't always. You got to cover. And actually, he did fairly well yesterday. Aside from that, that DPI he got called, that really wasn't a DPI, but he's a usual suspect. So
Yeah.
And a better pass rush will kind of alleviate how long they got to cover. So.
No, I agree. And we have real talk, Niner talk in the building. What's good? Real talk, Niner talk also says, shaking my head. Jay with his support of Jimmy G.
What's going on, Dom, man?
Hey, he's under center. I gotta support him. I gotta hope he does well. And like any other player, call him out when he doesn't. And I try to be transparent. So call him out when he doesn't do well and praise him when he does do well. Speaking of Josh Norman, yeah, I love the peanut punch. I love that. I love that he forces fumbles. I don't know why no one else on the defense does it. When they showed a replay, he did another peanut punch yesterday, but the Vikings recovered the ball. I think it was against the tight end. They showed him he had his hand up like Mike Tyson. He pushed that ball out like yeah. The other defenders need to do the same thing with Josh Norman. I mean, do the same thing. We need to create turnovers. That's something else that within this 3-game winning streak, the Niners have, forced a lot of turnovers. Obviously, Jimmy Ward had that 2 INT game against the Rams. Obviously, yesterday forced a turnover, and Kirk Cousins, he only threw 2 interceptions this whole year. For the rest of this for the start of the season till now, and we were able to force an interception on him. So, kudos to the defense
that was
for
smooth too.
For forcing turnovers. And then we also had the fumble. It's unfortunate that Dalvin Cook got hurt, but that was a turnover as well. So, yeah. We got to talk about the not so special 49er special teams, man.
I don't know, man.
There were some issues with Robbie Gould missing, obviously sitting on the couch. Hey, you a kicker? That's your profession. That should be an easy kick. I think it was like a 42-yarder. I think that was the first kickoff touchdown we allowed on special teams this year, I believe. And
he got loose too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and I think that's his second kickoff touchdown this year. I think they were saying on the broadcast yesterday. Yeah, he can fly. And
but if you notice, man, bad angles.
Yeah, and I love the Ayuk show, but him returning punts. What are your thoughts on that? He hasn't really impressed to me.
Nobody has. You know what I mean? Yeah. And a lot of has to do it as well. I don't know if you ever returned punts before or not, but returning punts is some of the scariest. You play football before, right? You play football.
Yeah, you got 11 guys coming at you. Yeah,
bro. I mean, the whole time it's you.
Yeah,
the ball, and every time you look back down, they're closer and closer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really an art to be able to already see where people are going to be and to find the holes. And so a lot of it is the blocking too. And so punt return almost like you're on your own to a degree, you know.
Yeah.
But you need one good block, one good block in the missed tackle, you know. So, but as far as IU, he's done better than anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back with some of y'all. Our most successful returners before now, I'm not going to even say Ted Ginn. It was Dexter Carter. I'm saying was our best returner. Ted Ginn was scared of contact. You know, he was a sideline. He was the first sideline bandit. Richard James was the second one. Original sideline bandit was Ted Ginn. But as far as his punt returns, it's based upon where the punt is fielded. Yeah. Also the blocking. So I mean, you really can't, you know, fault him too much because you need space.
Right. Okay.
Can you still hear me pretty good, bro?
Say it again.
Can you still hear me pretty well?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah.
My AirPod died. Okay, go ahead.
What about Robbie Gould? What are your thoughts on him? I mean, for the season, I believe he's perfect for extra points, and he's 9 of 11, including yesterday, on field goal kicks. How do you feel about Robbie Gould? Are you concerned with his performance? Are you satisfied? You just think, oh, it's just one bad kick?
Robbie Gould he's more like Robbie Bronze now. You know,
I see what you did there.
Yeah, he's kind of tarnished gold. You know,
right.
Like low level gold.
Low level.
We definitely need another kicker. You know, so I'm pretty sure he's gone too. You know, so I mean, but remember he just came back from, I think it was a groin too, right?
Groin injury,
a groin injury. So you know, maybe he's still not right. You know, I tell you what though, I'd rather him goes than goddamn Wisnowski.
Yeah, I totally agree.
and Slime, man, yeah. So I'd rather go than any of them other guys. But yeah, it's about time to go ahead and move on from Robbie Gould here in the near future after the season.
Speaking of Robbie Gould, let's look at his contract, man.
Hey, hold on for a second, bro. I mean, keep going. I'm still here.
Yeah. Kicking in the NFL is a wonderful career, and he's made some great decisions because he's undrafted in 2005 and he's been in the league for 16 years. So Robbie Gould clearly is a professional kicker. This year he is earning $8 million as a kicker, and next year, unless the 49ers restructure his contract, Robbie Gould will be making, $5.5 million next year. So, man, I don't know how the 49ers are going to get out of that contract, but Robbie Gould has 1 year left with the 49ers. So we'll see if Robbie Gould will be back next year. He has a dead cap hit of $5 million next year if the 49ers decide to cut him. His agent worked that contract real well, unless the 49ers restructure into a 2-year, maybe split that money in half. I don't know.
Right.
But Robbie Gould is most likely here to stay. I don't know if the 49ers want to take a $5 million dead cap hit on the salary cap for a kicker. I don't know if they want to do that, but shout out to Robbie Gould and his representation. They did an excellent job with that contract, man.
Yeah. I mean, knowing that part of it now is like, well, we kind of got to keep him. You know what I'm saying? Cause, I mean, when was the last time we talked about trade for a kicker? Like, we're taking care of your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Unless he decides to retire,
right.
That's possible. But man, he's made a great living in the NFL. That's for sure.
He been gold for most of his career, but just like gold when they get old, you know what I'm saying? It don't look so gold no more. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, it might tarnish, like you said.
Right, exactly.
It might tarnish, man. Let's see. I was just scrolling through the comments. Perk Dog says that play action Jimmy is better than shotgun Jimmy. I would agree with that. The defense gets confused. They think you're running the ball, and then the linebackers move up to the line of scrimmage, and that way Jimmy can see. He's got receivers open. So, yeah, I agree. Play action Jimmy is, much better.
And, hey, Perk, thank you, Perk. Perk just gave me alley-oop, man. I would much rather us go play action on third and short than we would than shotgun, because in shotgun you know we're passing. You know, unless it's a quick fake handoff to the running back, and ain't nobody worry about Jimmy running. You know what I'm saying? So I would much rather go under center on third and short, you know, because that way it's a two-way go. You know, and so when we're in shotgun, you know he has to pass the ball. You know, and Jimmy is one of the kind of guys, if he has to think too much, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. You know, so a lot of times if y'all wonder why Jimmy G focused on one receiver, because he's a real cerebral quarterback. Hey, Bash, if you in here, you like when I say that word. He's not a real cerebral quarterback. You know, so you remind me of guys when in youth football when you know, hey, throw the ball to Ronnie. Okay?
Right.
Throw the ball to Ronnie.
That's what you do. Just look for Ronnie and throw the ball.
Right, exactly. So he doesn't really have, you know, the cerebralness, you know, just to go ahead and kind of, okay, he is not there. Right. I know I got so-and-so backside, so I'm going to come back here. And again, I don't really think he trusts himself or trusts not getting hit to go through his progression sometimes. So I would much rather us go under center and go play action than just straight shotgun. I mean, again, he made some big boy throws yesterday, you know, from shotgun, you know, but just the under center play action, it gives you more of a two-way go than just going under center. And please stop going empty. It's a one-way go when you go empty. You got to throw the ball.
I would say this, that going empty, so there's usually 4 or 5 receivers going out for routes. You know, Shanahan has shown that he'll do that, and he's comfortable with Jimmy in shotgun empty. We've seen it within the last month, and I would say Jimmy's fairly successful at that. So
unless they send a blitz at him.
Yeah.
If I'm a DC and I woohoo, go.
Well, I guess
make him beat you.
The smart thing is, you know, you got Alex Smack, you got a great center. He should be able to spot the blitz, and if he can't spot it, Jimmy G should see it. And whenever that blitzer's coming from, that's where he should throw to, because there should be an open receiver behind him. But that's communication between the quarterback and the receiver. They have to be on the same page and say, hey, blitzer's coming. Obviously, he should run a short, quick route, you know? So,
if you notice, me as a DC, and I've also seen it before too, a lot of teams, what they do is the guy just don't line up on the edge like, ooh, snap it. What happened is the blitzer line up in like a 50 technique. 50 technique meaning, you know, off the line of scrimmage, but in the 5-tech slot. So pretty much he's behind the D end. And so as soon as it snaps, he don't see him initially. But as soon as the ball is snapped, he come right off his outside hip. And now the rush is in your face. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like going empty either, because Jimmy doesn't have that, you know, pull the cord, get up out of there, you know, like a Trey Lance does.
Right.
And I've said before, Jimmy's legs has that in case of emergency break last sign on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, and so yeah, man, I don't like empty. That's why.
I feel you. Niner Sickness, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Niner Sickness. He says Yo Kev is in the house. We have a hater in the building. We got David Renteria, who is an Arizona Cardinals fan, and he is very, very excited about his Cardinals. I hear they may be getting Kyler Murray back this week on Sunday. So good luck to your Cardinals, man.
That's cute.
And you said what?
That's cute.
Yeah, man. And you know, hey, the Cardinals. We've seen the Cardinals be done well last year. Kyler got hurt; they kind of fell off. So we'll see. You know, the Cardinals have not won a playoff game with, you know, Cliff or Kyler there. So, you know, hey, we'll see what happens. But there's no doubt they're looking good. There's no doubt they're looking good. Let's see. 49er Minded says Lenore needs to be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should. Why not? I think he should split time with Josh Norman. You know,
exactly.
We love that touch, but sometimes Josh Norman, he gets those PIs, and he can't cover the elite receivers. But honestly, that's why he wasn't on the team at the beginning of the year. We went to Josh Norman out of emergency. But just like Tom Compton, you know, Shanahan, he's comfortable with his vets. Obviously, he'd rather have Tom Compton start at right tackle than Jalen Moore. I think Shanahan said that basically there's really no difference and I guess since there's not much of a difference, he'd rather ride with the vet. I guess. So Perk Dog says Shanny be with the BS, and that's why we be looking the way we be looking sometimes. Okay. Now, speaking of Shanahan, I wanted to ask you about Shanahan. What he already signed a contract extension, but what are your thoughts? During this losing streak, did you think we should gotten rid of Shanahan, start looking for his replacement, or ride with him?
During the losing streak, and I'm on record, on tape, whatever you want to call it. I still don't think he's a leader of men in terms of a true head coach. I think he's a position coach trying to learn how to be a leader of men. But he clearly he's done a better job, So kudos to him for being more. And when he came on the field and dapped up Jawan Jennings against the who was that word? Oh, dude, I kicked out the game. Jacksonville. When he came on the field and kind of slapped hands with Jennings. There you go, Sandy. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that's what you do. So he's doing better. So maybe he's found it. Maybe he brought it from somebody. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He got on layaway. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But maybe he found it. So I still don't think he's. But some people aren't that kind of coach, though, Jay. Some people are different kind of coaches. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do think he's getting better at leading his team as weeks go by, and the more we win, it's easier to lead when you're winning, though. What I'm saying? It's easier to lead when you're winning. And his play calling has gotten better. The sequencing of his play calls have gotten a little better. Still a little questionable sometimes. I still don't like we run the ball up the middle, knowing that we don't have any success running the ball. Excuse me, up the middle, But and the timing of his plays have been a lot better. So, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be on him to lead this team, down this 6-game stretch.
Absolutely. And during the losing streak, I was on the let's keep Shanahan. And most of the reason for that is because, he helped guide us to the Super Bowl. And I don't think we should just, discredit that or say it was a one-year fluke. I don't know too many head coaches still have successful seasons when their starting quarterback, gets hurt. But also, I want to see him with Trey Lance. I want to see this offensive genius, this offensive guru. I want to see him work with Trey Lance, and I want to see him with Trey Lance for at least a full season. But I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be here to stay. I think the owner York. I don't think he wants to, fire Shanahan and Lynch and start over, because we've seen the mountaintop, and then we've seen the sewer. Unfortunately, more than we want to, but his excuse, whatever you want to call it, at least the first season he came in, the roster was in shambles. Him and Lynch had to rebuild the roster. They get Jimmy, he gets hurt. 2019 happens, Super Bowl. Next year, Jimmy gets hurt, Bosa gets hurt, Solomon's out. So there's a lot of injuries. But I think if we can end this season on a high note, at least get into the playoffs, I think that would, that would lead to some good feelings going into the offseason, because it didn't look that way a month ago, that's for sure. So I think we survived Shanahan.
And in Shanahan's defense, and I hate to treat Jimmy like a damn punching bag, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Jimmy handicaps Shanahan. Let's just call it what it is. Shanahan handicaps Jimmy at times too, because either A, he'll call plays he really not, or B, he dials back too much and things are too simplified. So
Right.
End of the day, Jimmy got to go, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shanahan needs a more efficient and who can make plays with his legs off script than we have now. So, but while he's here, God damn it, go Jimmy, go. You know what I'm saying? And I wish him the best.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree, man. I think, he's going to ride Jimmy. and for the rest of this year. And I think Trey will be the starter next year. There's no doubt about that. And I'm definitely looking.
I will say too, though, in the event we do, keep going as far as we want to go, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Trey Lance. Because think about it, in the event we do win out,
right?
Throwing Trey Lance in there every now and then is going to go better for us,
right?
And
right.
so I would definitely like to see more of the, not so much a 2 QB system, but sprinkle them in there more often. And not just that, he's more prepared for next year as well. So and use all your weapons. Damn it! If you start to use Debo as a running back, why not use Trey Lance as another weapon?
Right. Hey, maybe we'll see that on Sunday. You never know. Use all what you have at your disposal.
Hey, in order for Jimmy to get benched right now, I know he threw it, and Shanahan was in his ear like an ear infection. But in order for him to get benched, Jimmy will have to literally hand the ball to the other team. Like, here, man, you want the ball? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad he'd have to do in order to get benched.
No, I totally understand that. I gotta say, what's good? Raymond Martinez Jr., thanks for tuning in to the stream. Rams House, what's good? Thanks for tuning in, man. How are you doing, Rams House? Because your LA Rams are struggling right now. And all I can say is good luck to you in health. And I know we play the Rams at the end of the year. I'm definitely looking forward to that game. OYG, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. And I got to ask you, I've been asking my guests this maybe for like the past few weeks, but I have to know, and this is a 2-part question. So who is your Mount Rushmore of 49ers all time? And then give me your Mount Rushmore of 49ers for the last 20 years.
Damn, that's damn near all the time. I'm 43. You know what I'm saying? But they can kind of overlap. So let me see. There's 4, right? So I'm gonna go, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Ronnie Lott. You know what? Roger Craig. I like to add Dion, but he only played 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but the last 20 years, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, but I don't give a damn. T.O., Frank Gore, Colin Kaepernick.
All right, okay.
And I'm gonna go with Patrick Willis.
Pat Willis. All right. Okay. And in regards to the first Mount Rushmore, the last one, usually it's always Jerry, Joe, Ronnie, and then that last Mount Rushmore is, I've heard some people say Roger Craig. I've heard some people say, what are your thoughts about Steve Young?
I'm definitely a Steve Young fan, but if I gotta have to pick one of those guys, it's gonna be Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. I'm 43. You know what I'm saying? So I seen a lot of Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and then I could have added Steve onto the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to be different and show my man Cap some love. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. And what are your thoughts about the all-time leading 49er player who has the most sacks in our history, Bryant Young?
Hey man, Brian. Hey, listen, Brian Young was that dude. You know what I'm saying? Brian Young was real good in spurts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it was him and
Jeff Garcia.
Mount Rushmore, Jeff Garcia.
No. You said I thought you were saying when T.O. was playing with Jeff Garcia. That's what I thought.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Brian Young he had Stubblefield next to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So but yeah, we had Brian Young, but
he's an honorable mention.
Right, exactly. And those guys are always the givens, the guys up front. You know what I'm saying? I go some guys in the back end.
No, I dig it. I respect that list, man. KD, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, KD. He says hello, Jay in the Bay and Silverado Kev. Now, my 4, it would be, Ronnie, Jerry, Joe, and Steve. And then the last 20 years, I would have to say, of course, T.O., Pat Willis. I think I would go Brian Young and then Frank Gore. I think those would be my 4. But
there are no wrong answers.
Exactly. Everyone has a different opinion, especially of the last 20 years. That's why I love to ask that question to 49er fans because, everyone has their own opinion. And I love to hear it. I wish Alden Smith would have, he was great for that short amount of time, but he couldn't.
His greatness was predicated upon Cowboy though.
Justin Smith. That's true. Yep, Justin Smith, and it was Ahmed Brooks.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a
collaborative. My fault, Dave. I did forget a lot. How could I do that? You know what I'm saying? But it's so tough. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain names. You know what I'm saying? So now,
a great problem, man, with such tradition, man.
Only wrong answers on that list are like Ken Bomber, Mike Rumpf. Guy. Only wrong names. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
No, absolutely, man. But it's been a blast having you on. And shout out to I like to say the comment section are the real MVPs. It's been a lively comment section, man. I appreciate everyone tuning in to the stream tonight. Make sure you guys go ahead and support Silverado Kev and the Real Talk Niner Talk. All their social media links are in the description of this video. That's a nice shirt you got there. And man, it's a blast. We definitely have to do this again. I'm glad we finally made this connection. But for the people that don't know Silverado Kev, tell them what they can expect from your YouTube channel or Real Talk Niner Talk. And also, you are a writer on All 49ers SI. So let the people know what they can expect from you from here on out.
A lot of heat, a lot of official realness, we like to call it. In terms of my individual channel, again, I may jump Silverado. Yes, I do drive a Silverado, so I may jump in the Silverado, do a quick video, like a little tidbit or something like that. But most of the time, I'm doing that to direct traffic to the Real Talk Niner Talk channel. But as far as Real Talk Niner Talk, I mean, if you haven't never seen the show, you want that official realness. Don't pull no punches. Straight no chaser. But like I always like to say, I lie 45, lie to you. I don't sell no bad dope. You know what I'm saying? And so, we as a unit feel the same way. So it's 100% real, 100% raw, but very well articulated, intelligent, entertaining, funny, So, hey, man, come on through, check out Real Talk Niner Talk. And that's where I spend most of my time. As far as my social media, everything is Silverado Kev. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, all that, Silverado Kev in some fashion. And that's where you can find me. As far as all SI 49ers, just stay tuned for the articles. I'm working on a Debo article right now. I'm working on a Debo article right now. I'm working on Fred Warner right now. And I'm working on one right now about the season in itself. So stay tuned for that. And, but I do write under Kev Mitchell, though, instead of Silverado Kev on SI.
Absolutely. Your government name. Absolutely. And for the people that are interested in Real Talk Niner Talk YouTube channel, what days do you guys broadcast? What days do you guys do your live show?
We do our shows Wednesday and Saturday. So the pregame show is Saturday at 4 p.m., 7 p.m. And the postgame show is Wednesday at 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time. So, like, typing in Real Talk. Most times you type that 9 in, we pop right up. So, Saturday, pregame show at 4/7 p.m. Wednesday is the postgame show at 4/7 p.m.
Absolutely. And speaking of Real Talk Niner Talk, we have one of the members here, Dave.
What up?
What's good?
What up, Dave? Super David, the OG. What up, boy?
David says, just because they lost tonight doesn't mean Seattle isn't dangerous. They've got nothing to lose. We need to stay focused and run the ball like Washington did tonight. Absolutely. Seattle is reeling, but they're still a very dangerous team. They still have weapons on both sides of the ball. So we have to come ready. And I love how, Kev, I love how you said this is basically we got 6 games left, but it's a 1-game elimination. That's how we need to treat the rest of these games
Exactly.
because Seattle's not going to go lightly, especially not at home. And they're still going to, come prepared and be ready to play. That's for sure. So, I didn't know. I didn't know we have an NFL player in the building. We have Colt McCoy. What's good? Colt McCoy has come into the chat. Colt McCoy, we know he had a hell of a game against the 49ers.
Are you serious?
Nah, I'm just kidding. But we made this guy look like Kurt Warner in his prime. I don't know what he's done since, but thank you for gracing us with your presence, Colt McCoy, pride of the University of Texas. But man, this hour has gone by super fast. Like I said before, we definitely have to do this again. And everyone knows about Real Talk Niner Talk. Make sure you guys check them out. Like I said before, all the links are in the description. But hey man, I had a blast. I'm glad
me too, bro.
On. Yeah. And once again, thank you for your service, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Like I said, fortunate
gotta
best
have
years
you
of
on
my
the show
life.
again. Hey, I appreciate it and gotta have you on the show again. But you have a good rest of your night, man. And go Niners.
You too, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. Have a good one.
Absolutely. All right, so that was Silverado Kev, man. We had a blast. This hour and 20 minutes right here, it just blew by. But that was great having him on. I'm looking forward to our next collab. I'm gonna go through the rest of the comments. Let's see. Niner Sickness says Trey Lance, keep him on the bench until next season, as long as we are winning with Jimmy, but running the ball, I'm good. Okay, and I think that's what Shanahan's gonna do. We're going to stick with Jimmy G. Let's see. Shout out to, I got to say, what's good, CG Ruthless. Thanks for tuning in to the stream tonight. Hopefully your night is going well. Let's see. CJ Ruthless says his favorite is Steve Young. Okay. OYG Sakona says one of his favorite 49 players is Pat Willis. The Remilia Sports Report offers up his 49ers Mount Rushmore. He's got Montana. He's got Rice. He's got Lott. And he's got the bad man, Charles Haley. All right. David says the real GOAT is Joe Montana. And David offers up his 49ers Mount Rushmore. He's got Lott, Montana, Rice, and Willis. Hey, I respect that list. Let's see. Let's see. Remilia Sports Report says Steve Young always lost to the Cowboys. He needed Deion Sanders to get over the hump and get the ring. He shouldn't be on the Niner Mount Rushmore. Wow, shots fired. Pew, 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 pew. Man, I mean, Steve Young, he's a Hall of Famer. It's kind of hard not to put a Hall of Famer in your Mount Rushmore. I mean, and there's no question he is the next best quarterback to ever play with the 49ers, of course, behind Joe Montana. So it'd be kind of hard to keep him out of that Mount Rushmore. Also, he won, the last Super Bowl that we ever won. So, I respect your opinion, but it'd be pretty hard to leave him out. Niner Sickness says on his Mount Rushmore, he's got Lott, Steve Young, Brian Young, and Rice. Hey, I respect that. SG Sports Talk Channel. He's got Montana, Lott, Jerry, and Gore. Okay. Hey, man, Gore leads the team in rushing and career rushing yards. So, hey, I could definitely see that. David says, look at McCoy, man. So inspirational. David says Ronnie Lott became a legend when he amputated his pinky because he didn't want to miss games. I mean, that's if that ain't dedication, I don't know what is, man. Most people won't do that. Speaking of the Real Talk Niner Talk, Jude the Great 85. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. Hopefully you're having an excellent Monday night. CG Ruthless gives his Mount Rushmore. He's got Steve Young, T.O., Brian Young, Rice, and Patrick Willis. Who would be your top 4, CG? Who would be your top 4 if you had to pick? SG Sports Talk channel, man, I appreciate the kind words. He says, you two guys are great, and I love hearing your takes on 49ers football, man. I appreciate that, man. We appreciate your support. Let's see. Yeah, CG, just reach out to Kev, man. Then you can get him on your show, man. You got to reach out to Kev. Let's see. OYG says, he says wrong names like Kyle Williams. Oh man, I can never forget that game against the Giants. Yeah, that was a that was definitely a tough game, man. He did not put his best performance on tape, man. Let's see. David says Seattle is like a nagging flea that doesn't go away. We need that win on Sunday. Absolutely, man. I think we really need to win out. You know, Cincinnati's going to be a problem. That's going to be an early 10 a.m. start. You got to fly down to Ohio, Tennessee. That game is 2 days before Christmas. I think that's in Tennessee. That's going to be, and it's a Thursday night game. That's going to be a tough game. So there's really no gimme games. I mean, I know we got the Texans off the top of my head. I know we played them, but there's really no gimme games. We're still going to have to come and, you know, play like it's a one-game elimination. Let's continue to roll with these comments. I appreciate everyone coming through. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up on the video and hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to J Bay. Let's see. Silverado Kev says, thank you all. Real Talk Niner Talk on YouTube is the podcast I represent. Hey, man, for sure. And the links are in the description. Make sure you check them out. Let's see. SG Sports Talk channel. Yeah, just hit me up on my IG or my Twitter. And, yeah, we'll work something out, man. As long as we can meet each other's schedule, I have no problem with that. Let's see. Luke Luna says, so we're about the same, but yes, all respect to you at the Familiar Sports Report, but we're the same with relevancy except the amount of Super Bowls. Yeah, Niners got more Super Bowls than the Rams. That's for sure. Thanks for tuning in, SG Sports Talk channel. Niner Sickness says, I agree with you. The Seahawks are a wounded animal. We got to be careful. Absolutely. They are not going to lay down in front of their home fans. That's for sure. Niner Sickness says, great job to Silverado Kev. He was excellent, man. I can't wait to have him on again. SG Sports, I appreciate the question. I still got to, you know, look at what Seattle does best. I still need to see how we can exploit them on offense. So I don't know. I think we'll win. I don't know about a score, though, yet. Niner Sickness says, Ramilia, Steve Young was better than Joe Montana, in my opinion. Wow. Okay. I don't hear too many people say that, Niner Sickness. Let's see. Luke Luna says, I love how Ramilia is saying we needed Dion to get over the hump when they brought in. Pew, pew, pew. I see you, Luke Luna. I see you, Double L. And when the Rams had to bring in OBJ, Von Miller, and Luke Luna also says, and we can even say Stafford as well. They're trying to buy a Super Bowl and can't at this point. Hey, that's an excellent point, Double L. Excellent point. You know, the Rams, they added, of course, as you mentioned, Stafford, OBJ, Miller. And for whatever reason, it's not really working out right now. They're on a 3-game losing streak, but they're still second in the division. But, you know, you were absolutely right, Luke. Absolutely right. Great points, man. KD offers his Mount Rushmore players: Jerry Rice, Ronnie Lott, Brian Young, Joe Montana. All right. Very true, Luke. It's still early. Maybe the Rams can figure it out, but we'll see what comes to fruition. And shout out to everyone watching J Bay Facebook, J Bay YouTube, J Bay Twitter. I appreciate everyone who's watching from those platforms. There was a lot of comments tonight. I couldn't read all of them, but I appreciate everyone who came through, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream with me and Silverado Kev. We got to do this again. We had a blast. Shout out to people who left donations, super chats. I believe it was Luke Luna and Blue True. So shout out to you guys for for supporting Jay and the Bay, going above and beyond, going up another level to support Jay and the Bay. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the game against the Seahawks. I'm looking forward to the game against the Seahawks. I will try to get a Seahawks fan, and then we'll have a live stream on Thursday. Just, be on the lookout for the thumbnail. This Sunday, I'm not 100% sure if I'll have a pregame live stream. We'll see what happens, but I'll definitely have a postgame live stream. I will let you guys know. But I appreciate everyone hitting that thumbs up button on the stream, and also subscribing to Jay and the Bay if you haven't already subscribed to Jay and the Bay. And I think I'm gonna call it a night. This was I had a lot of fun talking with Silverado Kev, and man, it went better than I thought it could, man. The energy was flowing, it was making each other laugh, great convos back and forth. We had the chat. The chat was lively tonight, so that's always a great sign. So everyone have a good rest of your night. Looking forward to the game this Sunday. Obviously, there are injuries to multiple players on the team. Greenlaw, Fred, Debo, Trey Sermon. So we'll see how those injuries progress throughout the week. But pretty much Debo most likely won't play. Fred Warner won't play. So Jimmy and the offense will have to get others involved. Ayuk is looking good. Juwan Jennings. I'm looking forward to see how we perform without, Debo, because obviously, he's playing at an all-pro level this year. That's for sure. So everyone have a good rest of your night. Thanks for watching your boy, J in the Bay. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Appreciate the kind words, Niners Sickness. Same to you, man. I appreciate the kind words. I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Niners.